On the paper talk today, we'll be looking at a Harry Kane transfer rumour. Luis Enrique responds to rumours that he'll be coming to Old Trafford. And Erik Ten Hag has a transfer wish list, it seems, for players he wants to bring in to Manchester United should he get the job here at Old Trafford. Let's check it out. Jay here for Stretford Paddock. This is the paper talk. As you can see, I'm outside Old Trafford as usual, and the weather's pretty mild. It's blue skies, so who knows, maybe we'll have a bit of sun today in sunny Manchester. We'll get straight into it. Quite a few stories to go through. There's the usual Erik Ten Hag update. There's also an update on Luis Enrique. I had a story yesterday linking in with Manchester United. He's obviously been linked with us for the past few months, but that had stepped up a little bit, it seemed, and I'll have an update on that. Also, a target that could come in should Ten Hag get the job, and another target that could come in regardless of who gets the job. So let's get into all that stuff. We'll start now with Luis Enrique. I had the story yesterday, as everyone else did, that he was on the shortlist, that United were looking at Luis Enrique, and that despite the fact he is managing Spain and he'll be managing Spain throughout the World Cup, which is obviously in the winter, that United still thought he could be a viable option, perhaps with Ralph Rangnick staying on until after the World Cup and then Enrique coming in then. Now, Luis Enrique has sort of responded to this, saying that I will be in Qatar with Spain because I've given my word, and there is nothing else that makes me more excited than representing my country in the World Cup. Later, we'll see. So people looking at it going, oh, well, that's it then. He's quashed the United rumours. Well, he hasn't really, has he? Because that was always going to be the case if he were to come to Old Trafford, that he'd come after the World Cup. And he's just saying, yeah, I'm going to go to the World Cup with Spain, which everyone knew. And then he said later, we'll see, which is so open-ended, it could mean almost anything. So I don't think that necessarily means that he's definitely not coming to Manchester United, or he definitely is. It's just an update saying, yeah, I'm going to the World Cup with Spain. There won't be any movement before that, which is kind of what we knew anyway, but it's addressed it. This has been, I think, reported in Spanish media outlet AS. It's a quote from him, so I presume they've not made it up. So we'll see what happens with Luis Enrique, but Erik Ten Hag remains the heavy favourite. We've said that for the last few weeks, and it seems that that is the case at the minute as well. Not only is he the favourite, but he's also, according to reports, earmarking transfers that he wants to bring in when he gets the Manchester United job. And one of those is Antony. And it says Erik Ten Hag is the story. I think this is in the Express, but it's been doing the rounds in other papers as well. Erik Ten Hag is interested in signing Ajax star Antony for his next club amid links to Manchester United, according to reports. The Dutchman is on the Red Devils' radar as they look for a permanent replacement for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Now, in terms of Antony, I mean, we had this a couple of weeks ago, I think, me and Joe on Paddock Live. And Antony is an exciting player. He's a Brazilian. I think he's 22 years old. If you look at his stats this season, because we all love stats, don't we? Unless you're actually doing that crazy thing of watching football matches. Imagine that. He's got 23 appearances in the Arriva Divisi, 8 goals and 4 assists this season. And in the Champions League, I think he's played, I think it's 7 games, and he's got 2 goals and 4 assists. So, pretty productive. I think he's a left-footed winger who plays on the right and likes to cut in. Brazilian, played 8 times for Brazil and got a couple of goals there. So it does seem like he does fit the bill, someone we would like, because I think there is a opportunity there on that the right-hand side of United. Someone's cut in. Mason Greenwood, is he going to ever play for United again? I don't know. But Antony looks like a signing that would make sense. Don't know a lot about him other than his stats. I'm not going to stand here and pretend I do. But if Erik Ten Hag were to come in, he's a player that he knows. He's a player that you'd presume Manchester United could get. I don't think he's going to cost the world. So it kind of makes sense. But we'll have to wait and see. Just on the managerial front as well, Maurizio Pochettino has also been linked with the club. And there's a quote here from Nicky Butt. He's quoted in 442 saying, I'd go all out to get Maurizio Pochettino as United manager. He's proven in the Premier League. He's young and enthusiastic. His style of play would suit United, and his backroom staff seems switched on. Listen, I love Nicky Butt, and he knows a lot more about football than I ever will. Maurizio Pochettino wouldn't be my preferred choice, probably be Ten Hag. Just because I sort of struggle a little bit with, can Pochettino go up against Pep, Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp and Thomas Tuchel? I don't think he can. Can Erik Ten Hag? Maybe. We don't know. And I know that doesn't make sense, but I feel like with Pochettino, I know he can, and with Ten Hag, I'm not so sure. So it's that uncertainty that often drives my thinking behind Ten Hag. But I understand the people that argue, well, literally, Pochettino's worked at Spurs on a bit of a budget at times, has got to Champions League final, has done well in terms of where he's finished in the Premier League. So there's arguments to be made on both sides. An update as well on Harry Maguire. England playing tonight, apparently. I found this out today. That's how interested I am in England. But I think they're playing Ivory Coast. So, yeah, we'll tune into that one. I might watch it if there's no one else on the telly. But yeah, it says here that Gareth Southgate's been talking about Harry Maguire. Now, Harry Maguire obviously hasn't had the greatest of seasons at Manchester United, has come in for a little bit of stick, mainly on social media. I actually think Harry Maguire in the ground does get supported. I don't think the fans are behind him. And I think that most of the stick he gets is more online, which is par for the course for a lot of players, really. That's what tends to happen. You see quite a lot of vitriol online. I'm not saying that's okay, but that's what you see. And I think, by and large, the fans at games are sort of getting behind him. I don't see a lot of players getting constant grief in the ground. They might get the odd sort of person shouting or whatever, but I think the fans mainly behind it. But Southgate's been talking about Maguire, and he says, I recognise that his own club, he's perhaps not feeling that full support of the fans at the moment, but I never think that is going to help a player perform at his very best. And I'm not really having that one. I'll be honest with you. This is Southgate sort of blaming United fans for Maguire's problems at Manchester United. I don't think it's United fans' fault that Harry Maguire's having a poor season. And I think United fans, as I said earlier, in the stadiums have been behind him. I don't think you can blame United fans for some of the decisions and the performances that Harry Maguire's put in this season. And I've stuck up for Harry Maguire, quite like him. But if you look at some of the games we've had, look at the game against Watford, for example. 2 yellow cards in 5 minutes. Gets sent off, and more or less that's the end of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's Manchester United job. Is that the fans' fault? No. Harry Maguire's not performed at the levels that Harry Maguire can do. And that's not down to the fans, that's down to Harry Maguire, for whatever reason. And I think this idea of just demonising United fans all the time, it's getting boring. I'm done in with it. And I think, we had a story the other day, and I know it wasn't necessarily aimed at the fans, but Luke Shaw quotes about not feeling loved or whatever, or perhaps feeling more loved with England. And I think it's not feeling loved with United. Is that the reason that you're not marking Mo Salah when he's scoring loads of goals against us? Is that the reason you're not cutting out crosses? No, it's not. You've got to take responsibility. And I think it's easy when these players go away with England to be in this little England bubble and to sort of treat Manchester United like we're an inconvenience. Oh, United don't feel love there and the fans aren't behind us and all this. No, not at all. It's just not true. So I know Harry Maguire's not said that. It's not his fault. I'm not going to dig at him. But I think Southgate's got that one wrong. And I think that if there are issues at Manchester United with those performances with certain players, starting the players themselves, they need to look at it. And yes, they've not been helped by a change of manager, change of systems. I understand all that, but it's not down to the fans or the love or any other nonsense. It's down to people taking responsibility for their own performances and how they're not good enough, because these are good players. And we see that for the country. We need to start seeing it more often for the club. Just finally, there's a Harry Kane story. We had this last night on the Paddock podcast. It was from the Athletics, just saying that Harry Kane has been linked with Manchester United again. He's been linked with us in the past, and then last season it was City. This season, or this summer, it looks like it could be United again. George Mendes apparently is looking for potential transfers for Spurs to bring in to replace Harry Kane should he get a move to United. Looks like City won't be in for him. They look to be going all in for Erling Haaland. Could pave the way for a move for Manchester United. I don't know, it's going to cost a lot of money. He's 29 years old. Have United got the budget for Harry Kane? I'm not so sure. The story in the Athletic also says that the likes of Edison Cavani, Jesse Lingard and Juan Mata are going to move on. We all sort of knew that anyway, probably Paul Pogba as well. That's not going to free up any funds. They're all going to go for nothing. So I don't know where we're going to get the money for Harry Kane. I mean, he scores a lot of goals. I don't think anyone would be complaining if he arrived here at Old Trafford. I'm just not sure it's going to happen. Anyway, get involved in the comments and the chat. Let us know what you think about those stories, any other stories you may have. Give us a shout if you've got any news of your ITK, as they say. Don't forget as well to hit like, share and subscribe to the channel. Let's get to 700,000 subscribers by the end of the season. This has been the Paper Talk outside Old Trafford. Thanks for watching.